Hello and namaskar. A very warm welcome to all the viewers in today's live and interactive session of ULLAS. That is show is presenting on Avedya channel number 14 and along with on our official YouTube handle with the name of NCERT official. ULLAS Nav Bharat Saksharta Karyakram. It means understanding of lifelong learning for all in society. समाज में सभी के लिए आजीवन सीखना सशक्त हो. That is ULLAS, that is happiness. In today's ULLAS session, we are going to discuss a beautiful topic, that is digital literacy empowering adult learners. My name is Rajan Rajput, and if you have any query or doubt regarding this topic, we have various medium to connect with us. So, first note down our IVRS number for this live session, and number is flashing on your screen. Number is 8800440559. Or you can also drop your comment and queries as well feedback on our official mail address, that is cncl.ncert@yahoo.com. Audience who are watching us on our official YouTube channel, so live chat box option is there to drop your comment and queries. In ULLAS session, yes, I mentioned earlier that topic is digital literacy empowering adult learners. For this topic, let's welcome our today's guest. We are joined by Dr. Atul Gautam. Sir, namaskar, swagat hai.
Namaskar, धन्यवाद.
Dr. Atul Gautam, Assistant Professor from Jamia Delhi. Sir, this is a very important topic in today's ULLAS session we are going to discuss. So, sir, how would you define digital literacy in Indian context, and why does it matter for every adult today?
First of all, thank you very much, ma'am, for having me on this show. You asked a very important and valid question: why digital literacy is important? To go to the basics of it is, how many types of literacies do we have in present era, and where does the digital literacy stands for? From the conventional literacy, given the fact that we are living in 21st century, and given the fact that it's an era which is being governed, which is being driven by the technology that we use, digital literacy has become far more important, because an entire pattern of our communication, how we connect with the larger world, how we connect to the society, how we use the services, is being governed how much of technology we know and how much digital access, digital technology we know. So, how much of digital technology we have access to in order to connect to the larger world, so that it can add to not only our education, our health, our finances, but also add our sense of belonging with the society, for which this digital literacy has become far more important. We often heard that it's a Gen Z generation, it's a beta generation. You see, children born after 2020 or even after 2010, we don't need to teach them how to use a mobile phone.
Right, absolutely right, sir.
But at the same time, there are certain principles and ethics, there are some values which are being inherently attached to how we communicate. Because you see, we as a human being, our innate emotions haven't changed, be it how we communicate, whether we communicate virtually or we communicate digitally. We are human beings that are governed largely by emotions. You might have heard that somebody has made certain abuses, somebody has made certain comments online, and it hurt the people. They take a backseat. In certain cases, they take extreme steps, but that's a different issue. Here, the important issue is digital literacy is far more important in today's era, because everything we learn, everything we communicate, every service that we access comes via digital accessibility of the devices that we have. So, defining it in the conventional term, digital literacy means the literacy to use the communication devices, the services that are available in terms of health, in terms of education, and in terms of finances. This should not be limited to the larger definition of digital literacy per se.
Exactly, sir. You are absolutely right. In a very simple words here, you define digital literacy, and that is definitely important to empower adult learners with the comfortable digital literacy term. So, sir, what are the most common challenges faced by adults when they are trying to learn digital skills?
You see, majority of our challenges come from our context.
Right.
The statement is true also with the digital world also. So, the very first challenge with respect to the digital literacy is our accessibility to the digital world. When I say accessibility, it means the kind of hardware, the kind of devices that we use in our day-to-day life, and the kind of services that are supporting those devices. Accessibility to those devices is a bigger challenge. I'll say a challenge which is dominating the digital world as of now. As you know, the digital literacy rate in the family is approximately 38% in today's India. But if you go deeper into it, there is a larger divide between urban and rural digital literacy.
Right, sir.
The rural digital literacy stands somewhere around 26-27%, whereas the urban goes up to 61-62%. So, it is a huge divide. Sociologically, it is an inequity, it is an inequality that we need to bridge. How we can bridge it? The purpose to bridge or the means to bridge it, A, we can have better services in rural areas in terms of their accessibility. We can provide them better devices. And one more thing, digital literacy is not a holistic term, so to say, homogeneous term. Everybody, every community in our country or in every part of the world has their own problems, has their own challenges. In order to meet those challenges, the digital literacy has to be tailor-made in accordance to the need of that community. Just to give an example, supposedly in a rural area where the rural community is being largely dominated by farmers.
Okay.
So, the digital literacy should largely focus on the services that are being used by the farmers. The edge technology can take a leap in it. When I say edge technology means what? You see, when I use any digital technology or any digital device, majority of my data goes back to a server. That server analyzes that process, that data, and then give me the information. Now, if supposedly there is no connectivity, I stand null and void. The entire process stands null and void. To bridge that, if supposedly there is a standalone device available in the community, available in the village, where the farmer can feed the data and there itself get the result, because weather is not going to wait for my connectivity. If somebody has to do something in his or her farm, they have to do it tomorrow. So, the edge technology is, I'll say, the leap that is one of the challenges.
Right.
The second major challenge that we face is the challenges pertaining to the urban areas.
Right.
Even in urban areas, this issue of accessibility is dominating. We do not have the reach of the digital devices everywhere. Just to give an example, when in Delhi itself, when we travel in metro,
everyone
is using mobile phone, but at certain points you do not have the Wi-Fi connection. So,
Exactly
digital services are not available 24/7 per se. So, accessibility is one, then availability is another. How much of that accessibility is available to me? Just to give you an example, supposedly there is an app which is being launched by metro services, but the kind of icons, the kind of language that they are using, I can't access that, because majority of the instructions are written in A, B or C particular language, be it in Hindi, be it in English, be it in Urdu or Punjabi, whatever. Until unless I do not know that script, I hesitate to click on it. So, we still have dependency on the conventional literacy in order to access the digital literacy.
Right, sir.
This is the major challenge. And the wider challenge is, because majority of these services are global services, there is always a threat associated with the digital services that we use. And
Exactly.
that threat becomes larger than life if it is pertaining to the financial threats. We often hear that there is a phishing link that comes to me, something has happened. One important thing is, before 2000, my only identity was my name, at the most my address. In the beginning of the program, you narrated this is the email ID, this is the phone number, this is the link on which you can. So, that link, that email ID becomes your digital identity, means you are being represented by that identity. So, the
Exactly right,
people
sir.
should be aware that this is me, my email ID is me, I take the complete onus of whatever happens through my email ID. I cannot just brush the blame, no, I was not there with my mobile when this happened, because nowadays digital literacy also means you take the complete onus of your digital footprint. This is a major challenge that we are facing, especially in urban areas.
Right, sir. So, in today's ULLAS session, we are discussing this important topic, digital literacy empowering adult learners. We all have mobile, we all have laptop and computers, but exactly we are digital literate or not? Sir, what are unique barriers do non-literate adults face when they are learning digital skills, and how can these be overcome?
You see, although we are working very hard to make our population completely literate, I must congratulate many states have declared themselves as
Right.
fully literate states, but still we have a larger population which is non-literate, which still have problems in reading and writing and understanding what is being written over there. For them, the problem becomes larger as compared to the people who are literate. Why? Because majority of the digital services, majority of the digital devices still depend upon the language, the text when it comes to instruction. The instructions are written in A, B or C particular language, and the language that you use is, I will say, of a very high order. Some of the words we do not understand. For example, if you go to a bank, it's written teller. They are the kiosk machines on where you can go and access, print your passbook. But the kind of language that they use is beyond the comprehension capabilities of the people who are literate, let alone the people who are non-literate. So, the bigger challenge is, until unless we do not have a mechanism where this text can be translated into symbols.
Yes, sir.
As we know, earlier we have to write play, then the play button replaced the very notion of play. You just see two parallel lines standing vertically and you know it's pause, and there is a single kind of a play button which you know it's play. What I mean to say is, it is the semiotics, it is the symbols. Until unless those symbols do not become the part of our vocabulary, and until unless our non-literate are not well versed with those symbols, it is very difficult for them to access the digital services or to make them digitally literate. This is one problem. The second is, the services are not tailor made. Although Pradhan Mantri Gramin Digital Sakshar Yojana, which is primarily focusing on providing digital literacy to the last man which is living there in a rural area or in a tribal area, but still the services are not tailor made as per the needs of that society, as I earlier said. We have to identify the need of that society, then we have to prioritize that need of the society about which we can provide digital services, and how many of the resources can we take from the community itself, so that the community members can mobilize their own members to use those digital services, especially the older generation. They are quite hesitant, and if we can do that, then the next step is the connectivity. For the non-literate, the connectivity becomes a larger issue as compared to the literates. You must be wondering, a mobile phone in the hand of a non-literate or a literate do not distinguish, but the kind of accessibility that we give while downloading an app, because when you download an app, it demands very many permissions. A
Right,
literate
sir.
person can very well know which permission is to be provided, which is not. Although majority of the literate person even skip, okay, de do
Okay,
yaar,
okay, yes,
what's the
right, sir.
big deal? But here the big deal is you yourself is giving access to your privacy to a digital world which is anonymous, which may or may not use it wisely. So, for a person who is non-literate, the threat becomes larger as compared to a person who can at least read. It's a consent which we give while using certain kind of digital devices. So, it's a larger threat.
राइट सर, बिल्कुल सही कहा। आप सभी उल्लास सत्र देख रहे हैं ए विद्या चैनल नंबर 1414 पर उल्लास नव भारत साक्षरता कार्यक्रम। यहाँ हम बात कर रहे हैं डिजिटल लिटरेसी एम्पावरिंग एडल्ट लर्नर्स। क्या आप सभी डिजिटल लिटरेट हैं? आप इस बात को अपने आप से पूछ सकते हैं और यहाँ जो पैमाने हैं वो सभी हमने इस पर बातचीत कर ली है। अब देखते हैं कि क्या मदद आपको मिलती है, क्या हेल्प आपको मिलती है जब आप डिजिटल लिटरेट होते हैं। डॉक्टर अतुल, हाउ इज़ डिजिटल लिटरेसी हेल्पिंग एडल्ट्स access essential service like banking, healthcare, education and definitely improving livelihoods?
You see, whatever we do in our daily life, the ultimate purpose is to be at ease in our life.
Right, absolutely
So,
right, बिल्कुल।
digital literacy give us that ease in our daily life. Just to give you an example, you remember the days when we have to book a train ticket, we have to stand in the long queues, we have to reach there in early hours of the morning and wait there. A lot of our time goes into these kind of exercises. Now, a digitally literate person, that digital literacy, that digital accessibility gives us the opportunity not only to save time, but also use these kind of services sitting at our home 24/7. It is not time bound. So, coming to your question, how it is helping in terms of health services, how it is helping in terms of education, how it is in terms of helping in terms of livelihood.
Livelihood, yes.
In today's era, I can't think of a person who can live, survive without accessibility to these digital services. If supposedly you have to enroll yourself in a school, your form has to be filled up digitally. If you have to pay a certain fee, you have to pay it digitally. These kind of services, if you are literate enough, you can avail these services in a much better way. Now, there is a star composition with which you use these kind of services which can make your life easier. We call it star composition. Now, what is star? When we use any kind of digital service, the first is situation. In which situation we are using this digital service? Just to give you an example, I have to recharge my metro card and I am traveling in the metro. I know my metro card is running out of money. I can't enter once I exit and I have to recharge it again. But in that situation, when I am inside the metro, accessibility is an issue. So, I cannot reach to the service provider. So, the first come first in the star is situation in which I am using. You should be digital literate enough to identify your situation, in which situation you are using this service or you want to use this service. When I say you want to use this service, the T comes into the place. T comes the task. The task you want to perform. I want to recharge my metro card. Simple. This is the task I want to perform. If you want to use health services, I want to reach out to the hospital to book an appointment so that I can see an ENT or in ortho or whatever service I want to use. So, that is the task I want to perform. Then comes the action. Now, action is the big part. Here in action, a majority of the data is being consumed, a majority of the networking is being desired and connectivity is being desired. When you want to perform action, I want to recharge my card, I have to go to the app, desired app, do the thing. Here the maximum literacy part comes into the picture. Which part is to be clicked, when it is to be clicked, how it is to be clicked, for how long it is to be clicked. this entire part of action comes into the picture. Majority of the digital literacy is bound around this action task, because earlier to this entire task or entire performer is self driven. You can very well identify a symbol which will take me to the metro site, which is symbolically I do not necessarily need to be literate in terms of I do not need to have the basic fundamental literacy so that I can read okay it is written METRO metro. That's not there, because I can very well find out which app is this. Then the task which I want to perform, I know I want to recharge my card, so there is a card symbol or recharge is written over there, or there is a kind of symbol over there. When it comes to performing action, that is the major part where you need a digital literacy per se. And majority of the digital literacy curriculum is designed around this action part. And from this action comes the result. And this action part is also important, because here in action part, majority of the frauds, majority of the misconducts,
Right.
majority of the misuse happens. When you give this OTP of yours to somebody, which is an action part, you get into a trap.
So this is one of the risks. Yes, what risk do digitally non-literate people face in today's society, and how can they be protected from cyber threats?
Ma'am, how can they be protected? The only answer is you have to be aware.
Right. जागरूक रहें.
जागरूक रहें. Try not to fall any traps. Digitally, people are there. The problem with digital word is it's an anonymous word. The kind of ID, the kind of link that you are getting, you don't know who is sending that link. I'll give you a small example.
Okay.
From a conventional one and to a digital one. I think it was a year ago, my mother was not well and it was Diwali. She asked me to withdraw some money from the bank. So,
Okay.
ATM was not working because it was expired. So, she signed a check. I went to the bank and I asked them, please withdraw this money. The person standing across the table looked at me. She said me, you are not the person who has taken this check. Who is she? I said, she is my mother. She can very well find, I'll say, doubt my intentions. This may be a financial fraud with an elderly person. So, she asked me, can you connect me to your mother? Can I get a confirmation? Can I get a two-step verification? Because there is a human touch available with the conventional service. Now, this human touch is absent in digital service, which increases the threat of being misused or being fraud, increases the threat of the fraud multiple times, because it's non-human kind of interaction. A computer doesn't bother whether it is you or somebody else. The only thing is, if it is your ID which is being provided to you, just to you, if anybody can put in that OTP, anybody can put in that signature, it's done for them, they will give them the access. That's
Right,
the
sir.
key. Always use, always disseminate your digital information wisely. The threat looms larger to the people who are, I'll say, non-literate. Even the literates do these kind of fusses, but the chances are less. For non-literates, because they are very diffident about their digital conduct, we have to make them aware, we have to tailor-made their services, we have to, I'll not say instruct them, I'll say guide them so that they can use specific digital services which are far more pertinent to their livelihood, to their health, to their education.
Yes, sir. Sir, what ongoing support do adults need after initial digital literacy and training to continue using their skills confidently?
Man, as far as the youth is concerned, I think, as I said earlier, they are far more digitally literate than people like me who are in their 50s. But there's a big but. Every opportunity comes with a challenge. Every power comes with a responsibility.
बिल्कुल.
The moment you use that power wisely, it's a dream word for you. The moment you start mishandling that power, it becomes a hell for us. The same applies with the digital power. The moment you start using your brain to fish into others' account, because who else are doing? It is we, the learned people, who are doing these services and who are getting
Yes, sir.
trapped into these services. Use your knowledge, if you are digitally literate, to support people, to help people. Why we have to find out culprits outside our society, that it is somebody else who is doing it? It is the people from within our society who is doing these kind of wrong things to our own people. It's a given fact. So my first request is, if you are digitally literate, if you are digitally, I'll say, competent, if you are expert, use your services to do good to the larger society. And if you are using these digital services, as I said earlier, use them wisely. Here, I will also request, if you are using digital services for, suppose, for the purpose of education, you should be cognizant enough to underline the fact which person or which link or which source should I trust. I am come from an academic field. We give assignments to students. They copy the stuff from haywire websites, and I always request them, take the authentic link, take the work which is being published, take the credible links. So the digital literacy also demand credibility. Always click the link which is credible, which has come to you from the credible sources. If it is coming from a bank, if supposedly you are using ABC Bank, do verify that the link has come from ABC Bank. If you are using digital services for health, do verify that the services which are being given to you comes from a ABC healthcare service. Be it a tertiary, be it a primary, that's a secondary thing. If you are using it for education, always go for the published or indexed journals. At least indexed journals. Don't copy it from anywhere, because digitally everything is available. You see, today we are living in an era where information is available in abundance. So much of information was never available. If available, not accessible. I'll give you an example. Supposedly, she asked me what is the meaning of this word. For example, she asked me the meaning of what is the meaning of juxtapose. So I'll go to the dictionary. I'll find out the word. Where is the juxtapose? I'll find out few more words before, few words after. Take out the dictionary. Take out 1, 2, 3 dictionaries. Today you just type juxtapose. You don't need to be worried about the spelling. They will auto correct the spelling and give you the word. So you have direct access. But
Right, sir.
always be wise to yourself. How much of information do you need for your betterment and for the betterment of the society?
वेरी वंडरफुल सर, बहुत ही गोल्डन वर्ड्स मैं कहूँगी, आपका हर वर्ड गोल्डन था, लेकिन दीज आर द वंडरफुल वर्ड्स यू हैव सेड इन लास्ट. आज के सत्र में, जिसमें कि हम सभी उल्लास नव भारत साक्षरता कार्यक्रम सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं कि सभी शिक्षित हों, साक्षर हों, बात कर रहे हैं डिजिटल लिटरेसी पर, एम्पावरिंग एडल्ट लर्नर्स. सर, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करना चाहेंगे. टाइम टू रैप अप. डॉक्टर अतुल गौतम इज विद अस, असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर फ्रॉम जामिया दिल्ली. थैंक यू सो मच सर. ग्लेड टू हियर विद यू.
थैंक यू मैम.
आप सभी आज के उल्लास सत्र से बहुत कुछ इकट्ठा करके अपने साथ ज़रूर इसे याद रखेंगे, जागरूक रहेंगे और साथ ही जुड़े रहेंगे उल्लास के इन विभिन्न कार्यक्रमों से. एक बार फिर मुलाकात होगी आपसे अगले वेडनेसडे इसी समय. नमस्कार. तब तक के लिए मैं हूँ सृजन राजपूत.